Yo, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another XRP update. In this video, we're going to be discussing why I think XRP is going to be going to all-time highs sooner than you think and why the probabilities are increasing with each new update. As you can see, starting off with the top-down analysis once again on the macro time frame, you can see XRP did a massive breakout out of that triangle we have been discussing for months on end. That triangle lasted for over 7 years. Now, what's absolutely fascinating about this triangle is that it's 100% justified now in terms of the actual pattern being played out. Why? Because XRP was the only coin that was able to create bullish higher lows on a year-over-year basis while going through the hardships it did. We saw a scrutiny of allegations from the SEC. We won over that. We saw a delisting on all of the US centralized exchanges. We won over that as well. XRP got relisted. And ladies and gentlemen, if that's not bullish from a fundamental perspective, then I'm not sure what is. That is easily translated to what the markets wanted, and we have to follow that narrative. And right now, if that wasn't convincing enough, that breakout from the lows, from the apex of the triangle, was over 500% in gains. And people are still skeptical. Okay, fair enough. XRP is prone for pump and dumps. But these past 4 to 5 months proved everyone wrong once again. It was an insanely controlled pullback as a WXY complex correction, while other coins, we saw them do deeper retracements, far deeper retracements, notably Ethereum and Solana. So what's the importance of the triangle? Well, a triangle is a consolidation pattern within the corrective waves of a 5-wave impulse. Waves 2 and 4 are the corrective patterns, but since wave 2s can't be triangles, this has to be positioned within a wave 4. And since we have all of the necessary components of a triangle, it is very clear that we're positioned within a macro wave 4 working for a macro wave 5. And right now, since Bitcoin is also looking for a possible 5th wave extension to the upside, this gives XRP the biggest window of opportunity to also continue its final leg to the upside as a 5th wave. Right now, we can easily assume that this is a 5th wave of a larger degree based on the evidence-based approach from all of the reasons I just mentioned. But how do you confirm it? What can you do to help execute the actual trades? This is where the Elliott Wave Theory comes in. That gives you a clear if-then-that scenario with the invalidation and validation levels in mind. Again, we have all the necessary components of the triangle, but most importantly, the breakout, we had a 5-wave move up, breaking into new all-time highs with a controlled pullback that may be deemed as a possible continuation pattern of this 5th wave after that breakout of that triangle. So we have to discuss how this is going to be playing out. And even the shorter time frames, it's really fascinating because it's all fitting like a larger piece of puzzle. In my opinion, even from a bottom-up analysis, which is usually hard to confirm for the macro, is all playing out very nicely. And you can see here, this is that breakout that we had over here of that triangle. And this one too is the most important thing because we need to make sure that this wave 1-2 is, at least subjectively approachable from an Elliott Wave Theory perspective. And right now, I think it's not even just subjective at this point. I think it's objective as well for how this wave 1-2 has been created. So what's happening here? We didn't create a 5-wave impulse off the lows, or from the top rather, to create some kind of bearish continuation trend. Instead, what we got was a series of 3s, meaning that it was working correctively more than impulsively. Remember, an impulse is a 5-wave move that's usually going into the beginning of a bear trend rather than a corrective move, which is usually going to be held up eventually at some Fibonacci levels. But in this case, since we didn't get even supported by the minimum Fibonacci retracement, which is absolutely fascinating, we're not even retesting the 0.236 Fibonacci level, which is absolutely insane, or the 0.382 Fibonacci level rather. But we do have symmetry and geometry here, ladies and gentlemen. These corrective waves, you can see where this is all working equally with each other, not only in terms of the respective time, but also in the size as well. You can see that waves W, X, and Y, if you take the Fibonacci retracement extension tool and measure the pivot points of this wave W and X, we have an equal measurement nearly on point, this 100% Fibonacci, where wave A and C is also equal in length, but also waves W and Y is also equal in length. That is absolutely fascinating. Usually you don't even see this happen on the shorter time frames. So right now, with this move off of the lows, it's quite clear that we have completed this wave 1-2 and we're now working for what could be a wave 3 of the shorter time frames. Again, this is all part of the larger picture, ladies and gentlemen. This is all just noise. And right now, if the shorter time frames is also showing a possible continuation of a 3-4-5 that may be working for that wave 1-2, this wave 1-2 is just the beginning of what we are seeing for that wave 3 to the upside of this larger possible fifth wave. Right now, this is not even the beginning. This right here, right, ladies and gentlemen, is not even the most profitable wave in theory. We're looking for the most profitable wave to be this wave 3. And arguably, you should be taking profits. I think a lot of people have their eyes on the $10 to the $15 range for a profit-taking zone. And that, again, should translate to a possible wave 4 pullback. And I think a lot of people who, the misbelievers who missed out on the trade, they're going to be doing up and making up all that mess. And these are the ones that are going to be creating the actual liquidity for the fifth wave. And that is where we as smart traders are going to be taking profits while the new dumb money comes into the markets and they get trapped in a fifth wave to the upside at a massive level. So what does this mean? I think that this all just translates to a massive bullish continuation. I don't really see any reason on why I should be reducing my conviction. I think day by day, just due to the fact that we're working so correctively, and I think we're just going to have another massive breakout where it's now going to be transitioning from the corrective phase to the more impulsive phase where we're going to be working for that continuation for that wave 3 to the upside, especially as we're seeing coins like Ethereum that did a massive impulse to the downside as a 5-wave move. We saw Solana do a 5-wave move to the downside. But ladies and gentlemen, XRP is the only coin that's doing a 3-wave corrective move to the downside after it breached all-time highs. XRP is prone for pump and dumps, but we're not even seeing that on a 4 to 5 month basis right here. This timeline is being fixated by market makers right now. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is insane opportunity for us to maybe think about what XRP could be potentially giving us, not only from a fundamental perspective, but also from a price action perspective, because there are a lot of misbelievers who think that because of the market cap can't be supported at $10 to $15, those people might be proven wrong for the first time. Now, that is my overall conclusion for XRP, ladies and gentlemen. I think that we are working for a wave 3 to the upside. I think that this is going to be a great opportunity to start taking profits. Again, this is all for entertainment purposes. I'm just here to prove a thesis more than anything else. So hopefully that was helpful. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Bye-bye.